Okay guys, Humans for Targets here. I just wanted to do a video review on a new Ruger SR9 that I picked up today. I got this gun used and I got a pretty good deal on it. So I basically just picked it up so that I could do a review. I'm going to test it out at the range, put up some videos, and let you guys know what I think about it. So far I'm really liking it. There was a few things that I noticed right off the bat when I first got this gun. And one of the things is when you hold the gun, the grip just feels so good. Ruger did a really good job with that. Another thing that I noticed was the low bore axis. I really like guns with a low bore axis. And what that does is, the closer the top of the slide is to the web of your hand, the more flatter shooting, more manageable and controllable the gun will be, and you will be able to do better and faster follow-up shots. The higher you go above the web of the hand, the more topsy-turvy you start getting when you fire the gun. So Ruger did a really good job with that. Another thing that I liked was the sights. Really like these sights. They look like they have a greenish tint to them. These are not night sights. They really glow even in brightness of day. So really liking this gun. They just did a really good job, and it just feels really good when you hold it. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the gun apart, show you how easy it is to take down. What I'm going to be doing is pushing on this little tab right here, which will in turn push this plate out after the slide's locked back. So I'm going to lock the slide back, drop the magazine, and just push a little bit right here, like that. Come to the other side here, pull your pin out. There's your pin. Okay, now about the only thing that I found that I didn't really like a whole lot about the gun, and it's really not even that big of a deal, is, see the ejector right here? You have to push that ejector forward so you can get the slide off of the frame. So let me show it to you with a better light here. See your ejector down in there. Now I'm going to push it forward. Now it's in the forward position, which will allow the slide to come off the frame. That's the second step you have to do. Then you just hit your slide release. Comes right off the frame. When I took this gun apart, I noticed that Ruger did a very good job with their rails in here. This is a very heavy-duty locking block. This is pretty much overkill, and I like that. It's better to have too much than not enough. They really did a heavy-duty locking block on this. The back slides right, or the back slide rails right here, really nice, thick, heavy-duty, and they just really did an amazing job with this gun. I really never looked into them. It does have ambidextrous magazine release, as you can see there. And now let me show you in the slide a little bit. Here's your striker block, which is similar to a Glock, and as you can see the back of the striker right here, which is also similar to the Glock gun. But that's your other added safety that's on here. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. Take your slide, put it back on, lock the slide back like that by pushing up on the slide stop. You just take your pin, push it back in like that, and now you really don't have to worry about messing with the ejector again. And the reason is because they designed it so that when you put a magazine in the gun, whether loaded or empty, it pushes your ejector right back into its place, and I'll show you that right now. I could take my finger and push that ejector up, but you don't have to. So you just take a magazine, put it back in the gun, now drop the magazine, and as you can see, the ejector's right back in place. So it just automatically goes back into where it needs to be for you to fire. So if you put even if the ejector was forward, you put your magazine in there at the range, it's going to go back into place. No worries. Very nice heavy gauge steel magazine. It's a pretty thick steel that Ruger used on their magazines here. I'm liking that also. It does give the gun a little bit more weight, but weight on guns usually doesn't bother me until it gets up to a certain point. And this gun is not at that point at all in weight, but it's a very nice heavy gauge magazine that Ruger put with their gun. Okay, now I'm going to go over a little bit of the specs on the weight. And, first I wanted to show you too. Here's the loaded chamber indicator. And what happens is when you chamber around, this hits the rim of the cartridge and just lifts it up just a little bit like that. So that's what happens when there's a round chamber. It just lifts like that. Just a little lip down here. So nothing big and scientific to that, just the rim of the casing lifts that up. And also on the back strap right here, this is a neat little design that Ruger did. You can push this pin out and this back strap will slide straight off the frame like this, and then you can turn it over and put the back strap back in, and you'll have a curved portion right here now. The other side of this back strap is curved, so it'll fit in your hand differently. I may try that one also, but I like it like this. This is working out pretty good for me. So this is part one of the review. There will be one more and maybe a third one, but the next review is going to be within the next couple of days. I'm going to take this gun to the range and I'm going to shoot about 300 rounds through it for a good test. Then I'm going to post that video along with my feelings as far as how I feel about the gun and how it fired. If the gun fires good, and considering everything else with this gun, I may just start carrying this gun. That's how much I like it. Really, really impressed. So now I'll go over a little bit of the specs of the weight of the gun for you. Okay, this is going to be the gun with a empty magazine in it. Weighs 26 ounces. And now, just for reference, I'm going to weigh a Glock 17. Most people know or have handled a Glock 17. Chamber's empty. So if you want to compare it to this, you can compare it. The Glock weighs 25 ounces. So, as you can see, the Ruger weighs 1 ounce more. So it's basically about the same as a Glock 17 as far as weight goes. Like I said, most people have held a Glock 17 or handled one, so I just wanted to give you that as a comparison. But it's really a nice gun. Notice the jimping on the hand grips there, and also the jimping on the back strap. Really like it. And like I said, this is just an extra added bonus. The trigger safety and the striker block in there is all that you would need. But Ruger went an extra step, and they gave you this too. So if you are worried about safety issues, this may be the gun for you, because you have double safety now on your gun when you have that engaged. You don't even need that. So this is the Ruger SR9, and I'm Humans for Targets. I'm out.